Okay, here we go. Let's do this.
Today we are talking about a little bit of a different topic. So we're breaking a little bit away from our general overarching theme where we will typically debate the pros and cons, both sides of a topic within mortgage and real estate and things like that, because people nowadays just don't pay attention to both sides of the story. But we're choosing a little bit of a different topic today. We're not going to flip a coin because we're actually just going to talk about our own thoughts and feelings on something that's not all that controversial. So I'm going to get us started off. Alright, so here's the thing. It is a great idea to devote your time, your energy, and your money to making videos that nobody watches.
Yeah, but is it really? If nobody watches?
For me it is, because it is a great creative exercise in what I call forced creativity. Meaning that having to generate a creative output on a timeline. As in, you have to generate something new and creative every week, every 10 days, or every 2 weeks or so. Some sort of a schedule is making a commitment and sticking to it to generate something new and creative. I've been a big fan of Steven Pressfield for a long time. He wrote a bunch of great books, but some of the ones that I really like are The War of Art and Turning Pro, which is largely about using discipline to force creative output. Sounds kind of like a weird thing of forcing creative output. He believes that all creativity comes from the muse, which is a mystical energy entity, and all creative endeavors are birthed from the muse. While many creatives believe that you have to wait on the muse, Pressfield believes that you can invoke the muse. One of the great verses from The War of Art is something to the effect of is you cannot create any good art without the muse deciding to grace you with its presence. Fortunately, it always graces me with the presence every morning at exactly 9 a.m. when I am in front of my typewriter with a cup of coffee and an intention to create. So I thought that was kind of a cool quote that kind of summarizes up a lot of it. At the beginning of this year, part of my resolutions or intentions or whatever was to turn pro. So making the commitment to crank these out is a big part of that. And learning the art to invoke the muse when I need it instead of waiting on it to bless me with its presence.
I like how Steven Pressfield says, she blesses me at a certain time, when he's ready, but it's really about when he's ready to receive her musings, I think, is kind of the point, right? Mm-hmm. Preparedness meets opportunity. I think that's when it happens. By doing the majority of the work, creating these buts, I think it's working for you. You put it on your calendar, you're not going to let anything get in the way, and you're going to sit down and you're going to create, and you do.
Yeah, but the other thing it's really helped me with is being in front of the camera, because so many things in life are moving towards video formats, whether it's social media, YouTube, different things like that. People don't want to read anymore, so I wanted to really get better in front of a camera setup. And especially having a 3-camera setup, it takes some getting used to for my next career as an anchorman or something like that. But then also learning to speak and see notes on the screen, because we do have screens in front of us that we keep notes with. So being able to see that to keep us on topic somewhat and on track is learning those different skills. So over the last couple of years, I've done quite a bit of training. So I do a daily video about what's going on in the bond market, which has gotten me used to speaking to a camera and in a microphone. And then editing that stuff myself also taught me to speak a lot more precise, because when you use a lot of ums and uhs and you have to edit them out, it sucks. So it teaches you not to do that. I've done something like 70 live Zoom trainings at work for different people. I've done 25 in-person talks about using mortgage products to sell more homes. So it's definitely helping out, and all these things help out. But I mean, the work trainings, they're a lot more technical in nature. I mean, it's for coworkers who want content, so I don't have to be quite as scintillating.
Well, let's see. Being comfortable on camera, that's a real thing, right? I've been doing video since 2007, 2008. Dan Havey is a great ClickFunnels expert and marketing genius. And he decided over a beer or two one night, hey, how about I bring the video camera into the radio station and let's record video. Video's the new future. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, I don't care. So over the years, whatever, it's been literally thousands of videos that I've created. And I still get camera shy. I still do. the 3 cameras, figuring out which one to look at, trying not to read a script, looking. It's just, you know what I mean. There's a lot. It's not easy. It's a hell of a good practice, and I'm glad that we do spend the time to do it as often as we do. I think mostly it's about being comfortable being uncomfortable.
The only way you're going to do that is by doing it.
That's right.
Yeah, there's no way to practice it. Well, I mean, you can kind of practice it. That's one of the big things that I would say is something for people that are getting into this is just start making the videos, start editing them. Nobody says you have to post them. So like when I started doing my daily market wrap videos, I probably did 15 of them, 15, 20 of them, and didn't post them because I wanted to get comfortable with it. I wanted to work out some kinks. I wanted to learn the editing process and stuff like that. And then finally at one point I'm like, yeah, these sound decent enough and this is about as good as it's going to get. So let's start posting them too.
Gary Vaynerchuk wrote a book. It's been a while. It was called Jab, 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 Right Hook.
Yeah.
And it was about creating video. The line in the book was, just record your damn videos, post them, and don't look at the count. Don't look at the video count. Don't look at the user count. Don't look at your membership count. Don't just leave all of that alone for the first year. Don't even look at it. Interesting concept. Virtually impossible for anyone to do, but his advice isn't wrong.
Yeah.
First step is record the video. Next step is whatever next step you want it to be, actually.
Yeah. Another great guy to follow and listen to is a guy, Seth Godin, who's written like 15, 20 marketing books. And his big thing is he talks about it's just you got to ship the work. Like everything has to be ship the work. You have to put out work.
Okay.
Like that's the most important thing is, everything else doesn't matter if you don't ship the goods. The other aspect of Gary's part of it that's kind of good is realistically it's almost impossible to not look at the counts. But his big point is it doesn't matter because he always says, I'm not going to let myself get a big head if one of my videos gets 3 million views, but I'm also not going to get bummed out if it gets 3. He's like, the thing is I'm not going to listen to all the praise or the criticism. I'm just going to do the work.
I was doing, my favorite thing to do was my TikTok Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Super fun because I got to get fired up, just me in this, big room for about an hour recording a video that lasts about a minute and a half, just having a great time. And I was really, really having a good time. People would call me up, send me texts, reach out to me, DM me. My point is that when people were MFing me for one of my videos, like hardcore, like, hey, the word troll never meant as much to me. Before reading some of the hateful, mean people would say. It's like...
Is that when you became the Angry Karen Man?
That was the video that they said Angry Karen Man. And so I'm basically responding to these people on the internet. And I'm basically MFing them back. And my phone rings. This is a true story. My phone rings. And he's like, dude, you need to stop. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, you can't do that. You can't... Well, retaliate, I think, is truly the word. You can't bark back at them. He says, dude, you just need to accept it. I'm like, and anyway, so I got colorful. My point is my ego gets in the way. Yeah. Sure, I've gotten literally millions of impressions before my Facebook and Instagram pages were hacked. I was tracking on 1.5 million in 10 months views and impressions. And I just haven't been able to get back there because I can't get past all the frickin' haters.
Or you can use the Rogan method of post and ghost.
What does that mean?
Only post, don't read. The other part of it is becoming more and more comfortable with reading on camera. And we loosely script these out as conversationally as possible beforehand. So some parts are read, some parts are notes, some parts are ignored altogether. And the parts that are read is actually a good exercise for me learning to do that. I've also been doing daily bond market briefs through social media. In that case, I am reading and posting on social media. I collect the best bond market information from a bunch of sources and then kind of look for the best parts, the parts that tie together, and deliver them, add my own flavor into it, which I've learned makes me a curator. Because it's technical material, there isn't often a lot of riffing on it. So these videos help me maximize my Ron Burgundy side. Thankfully, our editor, Brad, is freaking magician because he covers up our errors and especially adds a lot of fun. Thank you, Brad.
When you mention Ron Burgundy,
I'm Ron Burgundy?
man, I suck at reading the script. I really do. Like, it doesn't scroll fast enough, or it's scrolling too fast. I lose my place. The words are, black and the paper's white. Again, I have no idea how many of these we've done. It is still a struggle for me.
Pushing 20, 22, I'd say.
And by the way, check out some of those different topics, because if you're in the real estate, title, mortgage space, you are likely passionate about one side or the other. We don't always get the side that we want, and the truth of the matter is almost never do we get the side that we want, because we almost always see things the same. Here's what'll be fun for you. If you do pick one of those topics that you like, try to look at it from the perspective you don't agree with. Just try it. Mm-hmm. It's a paradigm shift in your head. It's really good. The quality of the content's good. Sometimes it's a little boring, but it's always great video editing. Always.
Yeah, and some of the topics keep coming back around. That Boeing video is the gift that keeps on giving. Jeez, that just kind of keeps going. And last but definitely not least, I get to hang out with my good friend MJB on the regulars. We're both busy professionals-ish out there making things happen in the mortgage world. So this gives me a hell of an opportunity to make that time to come here, collaborate, and hang out with my buddy.
Hey, dude, I feel like I'm the lucky one. You have a great unwavering demeanor, and it seems to me like every time you open your mouth, I'm growing. Like, no joke, bro. I'm serious. Like, you create quality content. I just hope that you allow me to continue to work with you on these videos. I really do.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of great information out there, and there's lots of growing. To go around for a long time.
So basically, yeah, you should make videos on the regular, even if only a few people are watching them, because that's what professionals do. Because it helps you learn new skills for the next thing or whatever you're going to be doing, especially if you can do it with someone you love.
What you gonna do?